Hello, yogis. We're going to do a nice, gentle class today, and we're going to focus on a little bit of balance, standing balance. So nothing too crazy. If you know you have any balance issues, a wall is always handy to be near, or you could always use a chair or anything that is nearby for your standing sequence. But for now, we're going to begin seated. If you have a blanket or something, that might be nice to have because we will be on our knees a little bit. And I'm going to begin by taking the blanket behind me and I'm going to set it right underneath the sits bones, and I'm going to sit right to the edge. You can have crisscross applesauce if you wish, or you can have legs out long. We're just looking for that real tall spine, and we come to the edge of the blanket here, and when we sit tall, we can find a little more opening through the front of the body. So just allow yourself to find that seat, and maybe close the eyes, or you can have a nice soft gaze on the floor, and just feel yourself here for a moment sitting with your breath. We're not going to change the breath yet. We're just going to come into this position. And once we're here, maybe see if there's anything you can drop into a little more. Maybe the shoulders, maybe loosen them, allow them to become weighted and heavy. Hands rest nice and easily on the thighs. You can have palms down or palms up. And then feel the seat grounded into either the blanket if you're sitting on a blanket or the earth. And just be here for a few breaths. Feel the air as it enters and leaves the body, whether that be the nose, the back of the throat, maybe the upper chest here. Maybe a little bit of an expanding and contracting in the ribs or the belly. Just taking that mind's eye and just making a little journey from the head all the way down the torso, the arms, legs, and feet, and see if there's any areas here that might be arising with sensation. So when we come into these stillness settings here and kind of take that inward focus, that's when you can really tune in to maybe the needs of what the body has here. Start to feel maybe a little sensation in a shoulder or a hip or wherever you notice something arising. And again, we don't have to change or fix anything here. We're just exploring and coming into stillness with the breath. From here, just start to slowly inhale deeply into the lower lobes. Feel the belly expand. Make that exhale twice as long as your inhale. Draw the belly button in nice and tight. Inhale, let that belly be loose, expand. Sip air all the way up into the upper lobes. Make the exhale twice as long as the in-breath. Draw belly into spine. And just find your rhythm here. A few rounds of these deep inhalations, feeling that expanding. And those nice calming, long exhalations. And if you'd like to layer in that breath with sound, Ujjayi breath here, you can start to utilize that, constricting the vocal cords in the back of the throat on your exhale. Let the eyes, the cheeks, and the jaw soften. Notice the mind and the thoughts here. So you might have a lot of chatter still going on in there. It's okay. See if you can allow that to quiet just a little bit by attaching that thought process to the air entering and leaving the body. Maybe the coolness of the inhale and the warmth of the exhale. Maybe attaching to that sensation of the expanding and releasing. We'll be here for another 4 rounds of breath. Just settling Beautiful. Take one more deep breath in. Nice, long exhale. If the eyes are closed, go ahead and flare them open, maybe noticing a little shift just from them. A couple minutes of nice deep breath work there, maybe finding a little more tension that has left the body, maybe a little more ease has come into the mind. Really easy tool to bring out whenever you need it. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and raise those arms up nice and tall. And then you're going to take that right arm down, left arm is going to stay up and just lean towards your right. And then we're going to work into this a little bit with the breath. So you have a little bend in that right elbow. You might be way up here. It's okay. Just feel into that lower left quadrant of the back. Keep reaching through those left fingertips. That left bicep is by the left ear. See if you can still rotate that shoulder down and slightly back here. And then we're going to work here with a little bit of breath. So take a deep breath in. Think about rotating the heart open to the sky. Maybe the eye gaze will follow. And then as you exhale, just a nice little rotation, bringing the left shoulder a little bit down towards the floor. So it's a really small movement here. Inhaling, rotating slightly up. Exhale, rotating slightly down. And then also notice if that left glute has left your mat or if it's lifting up a little bit, just back out. Keep as much evenness between the left and the right glute here as you can. We're going to take 2 more rounds of breath on this side. Inhale, slight rotation, open, up. Exhale, just a little rotation down. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then use your left obliques to inhale all the way back up. Fingertips come down to your sides. Stay here nice and tall. Maybe close the eyes or take that soft gaze. Take 4 deep breaths and just feel that whole left side start to settle back down. You might find some heat here through the shoulder and the left lats and intercostals. You might feel a lot more length here on the left side. Take 1 more deep breath. Nice long exhale. Good. Inhale, both arms up nice and tall. Feel the difference from the left and the right side. And we're going to even that out. So go ahead and take that left hand down. Little bend in the elbow and start your lean to your left. Reaching long through the right fingertips. Anchored in that right glute. Just find where you are on the side. It might be a little less or a little more than the other. It's okay. And just take a couple deep breaths here. Settle. And then we're going to start that little tiny movement with the breath. On your next inhale, slight rotation. Draw that shoulder down and back like you're anchoring that right shoulder head down into the socket. And a little rotation up to the sky. And as you exhale, just a little tiny rotation down towards the earth. It's not much of a movement, but it is connecting the movement with the breath, getting into those tight little crevices along this right side, right lower back, right hip. Keep breathing deep and connecting that movement with the breath. I'm going to take 2 more rounds here. Inhale, slight rotation open. Exhale, slight rotation forward and down. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. On your next inhale, right obliques draw us all the way back up. Fingertips come down to the earth. Sit tall, close the eyes, or take that soft gaze. Shoulders drop down and back. Allow that whole right side to just settle here for a moment. 3 more deep breaths. Feel that lovely length that we created in the side body. We're going to work into that a little bit more here pretty soon. 1 more deep inhale in. Nice long exhale. Good. And then on your next in-breath, go ahead and draw those arms up nice and tall. And this time we're just going to take a forward fold. So again, legs might be crossed or they could be long. If they're long, you want to bend the knees a little bit here on this first one. Keep those hips attached to the mat or the blanket. Bring those hands down to the earth. And then maybe we stay here. Think about reaching the crown of the head tall, shoulders down the back. And then when you want to deepen it, explore bending the elbows down towards the floor. Maybe the forearms land and we just stay here, drawing shoulders down, crown of the head long. And if you want, you can maybe start to inchworm those hands out, maybe start to melt the heart. And then if you're here, maybe if you have a prop that you can lay your head on, or maybe you can drop the head down. But we want to try to keep the length in the spine as long as we can all the way. So if you find that you're trying to reach your head to the floor and you're rounding, tucking the chin to the chest, come out of that and just stay tall. And if those glutes are lifting off the mat, then again, back out a little bit. So wherever you are, we're going to take about 5 more deep breaths here. Just feel into the lower back. Feel into the hips, noticing the sensations that are arising. Good. Deep breath in. Nice long exhale. On your next in-breath, walk those hands back towards you slightly. Inhale, halfway lift. And then you're going to walk those hands over towards your right. I'll be opposite you guys. So you're reaching long through your left fingertips. And then just bend those elbows, start to melt down over that right thigh. So you're going to feel this pretty deeply now in that lower left quadrant of the back and the outer right hip joint. Again, glutes are both attached to the mat. And if you are here and you want to go a little deeper, keep rotating that left shoulder head down towards the ground, keeping the shoulders even and melting over that thigh. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths here. Nice. 1 more inhale. Long exhale. On your inhale, halfway lift, walk it all the way back through center and keep going all the way over towards your left. Reach long through the right fingertips on the in-breath, squaring the shoulders off over that left thigh, and then maybe a little bend in the elbows. Maybe forearms land here, maybe they don't. Keep that right glute down, and then just think of melting the whole upper torso towards that upper left thigh. We still have the back of the head in line with the back of the spine, and we're still breathing. Take 1 more big deep breath in. Nice long exhale. Good. On the in-breath, lift halfway. Walk it all the way back through center, and then bend 1 more time. Maybe you can come a little bit deeper this time. That lower back is starting to give way a little more. Maybe you can reach those arms a little longer, keeping the glutes attached to the mat or the blanket. Big breath in. Long exhale. Good. On the inhale, begin to lift and walk those palms back towards you as you press yourself up, tall spine. Nice. So if you are in crisscrossed, you're going to want to uncross those legs for a moment here. Allow them to go long. You can have a bend in the knees. You can stay on the blanket, or you can go ahead and come off. I'm going to come off right now and move that out of the way. And then just roll your ankles out here a little bit. Maybe a little rotation for the knees. Maybe a little bounce off the back of the mat for the knees, whatever you need to get all that blood flowing back into the legs. Good. And then we'll take 1 more forward fold here with straight legs. So go ahead and flex your feet here. Place your palms right next to your hips for a moment in staff pose. Engage your legs as much as you can. Really think about tightening the quadriceps. Maybe even get the heels to lift. Press the feet forward, and then press the hands into the earth. Get some length here. Draw the belly to the spine. A little tuck of the chin, staff pose for 5 breaths. We're heating up the whole body here before we prepare to forward fold. You might start to feel a little shake in the arms. One more deep breath. Nice. Exhale, go ahead and release. Maybe a little hula with the wrists here. And then inhale those arms up tall. Maybe a bend in the knees if you need it, and take a forward fold. So you can allow the belly to rest on the thighs. If you have a little bit more room behind those hammies, you might start to straighten the legs. Just don't lock out at the knees. You want to keep a nice soft bend there. Flexion in the feet, and then draw those toes back towards you. Start to feel into the calves a little bit here. Take a few nice deep breaths. Good. Take a deep breath in. A long exhale. And inhale, stack that spine one vertebra at a time. Good. And then we're going to come down to hands and knees from here. So I'm going to come sideways. And again, if you have a blanket and you need to pad your knees up, go ahead and pad those up. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We'll take just a few cat-cows, a little bend into the elbows. Inhale, tip the head, inhale up. Let the shoulders glide down the back. And as you exhale, press the floor away. Pull the belly in and round. Let the head and tail drop. So just take a couple rounds here with your breath and movement. Opening up the whole front of the spine on the in-breath and then rounding into the back of the spine on the exhale. And you can make any little wiggles or movements here along your journey. That might feel really good. Take 2 more rounds. Big inhale all the way to the top of the pose. Long exhale all the way to the bottom of the pose. Inhale it to neutral. Let your knees come nice and wide on the mat. Big toes touch. Slide those glutes back. And then reach those arms long. Maybe melt the heart and the head to the mat. Maybe a little wiggle, whatever feels good. Just grounding here in this child's pose for 5 deep breaths. Feeling now that nice loosening in the upper thighs. Two more breaths. Good. One more inhale. Long exhale. Good. On your inhale, you're going to look forward and come back up to that tabletop. And then we're going to make our way down to our belly. So walk those hands forward a few inches, and then you're going to slide those hips in line with the shoulders. So we're in a modified push-up here, and then take a big deep breath in, and see if you can bend your elbows towards the back of the room. Keep that back flat, and very slowly lower yourself all the way down. Woo! And then once we come to here, we're going to go ahead and take both arms long overhead. Look down at your mat, and you want your face to be not mushed into your mat, but you can rest your forehead if you want, or you can just have your nose kind of dangling right over the mat. But we want to keep the head in line with the spine here so we're not cranking back with the neck. So keep all that nice and neutral. We're going to work into that lower back just a little bit here. So take that right leg and lift, and take that left arm and lift. Keeping that neutral neck, neutral gaze, and just feel that lower right quadrant start to heat up a little bit. Good. Take one more breath, lift a little higher. Exhale, let that go. Good. Try that on the other side. So the left leg is going to lift, the right arm is going to lift. Reaching long through the fingertips, reaching long through those left toes.
Good. Lift a little higher. Inhale. Exhale, let that go. Good. Now we're going to lift just the arms. Keep the feet and the hips attached to the mat. Inhale the front of the body. Good. You can lift as high as you like. Remember, keeping the neck neutral here. Big inhale, lift a little more. Exhale, bring that down. Good. Keeping the front of the body down now, attached to the mat. Go ahead and lift the legs. If it's not working for both legs, you can just lift one at a time for a breath or two. Put it down, lift the other one. If you have both lifted, we're engaging that lower back, pressing into the hips, into the mat. One more breath, a little higher. Exhale all the way down. Good. Go ahead and stack your left palm on the mat and then stack your right palm on the back of the left hand. Rest your forehead here. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper the feet back and forth. And feel like a nice little release in the lower back. Good. So now we're going to work into that quad stretch a little bit here. So we're going to keep that right leg bent. Let that left leg go long. Go ahead and take that left arm long. Take your right hand and swing it behind you and see if you can grab either your shin, top of the foot, whatever you can get a hold of here. We're rotating open that right shoulder head, drawing that right heel in towards the glute. This might be a huge stretch right here for you. Keep the neck neutral and breathe. If you want a little bit more here, you can press the top of that right foot into the right hand. Maybe get a little lift as that left arm reaches forward. So we're getting a lot deeper of a stretch here in that right quad. A little bit of a balanced pose. Take one more breath, lift everything a little higher. Exhale, set that down. Let that right arm go long, right leg goes long. Bend the left leg in towards the glute. Reach that left arm long. See if you can grab a hold of the shin, top of the foot, whatever you can get here. And then again, on this side, this might be you. And if you don't make it to the foot, you can just stay here, squeezing that heel in towards the glute. If you do have the attached hand to the top of the foot, then you can use that leverage to press open the front of the body, maybe reaching long through the right fingertips, lift and lengthen. It's hard to breathe here, but still breathe. One more breath, a little higher. And set that down. Let that all go on that side. And then we'll see if we can do that whole thing all at once. So bending both legs in. Go ahead and sweep your arms behind. Again, if you can't get a hold of anything, just squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades together, reach back through the fingertips, squeeze the heels in towards the glute, lift the heart. This is a huge boat pose. You can stay right here. If you do, get a hold of the feet or the ankles, use that leverage, lift everything up. You might even find that as you inhale and exhale, you can get a little rock going here. Think about squeezing the knees together. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Take 2 more deep breaths. Nice. Exhale, let that go. Go ahead and take that hand on top of the other. Rest the forehead, bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet. Let the breath smooth out. Good. Go ahead and let those feet come down. Take your hands next to your ribs. Engage your core. So pull that belly nice and tight. Squeeze the elbows in. And we're going to do that reverse that we came down. So we're going to keep the knees down. We're going to press the floor away. And then go ahead and bend. Hinge at the hips. Come back to child's pose. You can stay here. You can take that wide leg. Just take a couple really deep breaths here and let that lower back settle. Forehead can be on the ground or not. Just letting the spine go a little bit in the opposite way of where we just were. And that big opening in the front of the body. Take 2 more deep breaths. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and come all the way up into tabletop. And I'm going to turn so that you guys can see. If you need a blanket here, I would actually suggest it might feel nice to have a blanket under your knees because we're going to be doing a little gate posture, and it can be a little rough on the knees if you have anything going on there. So off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and put that right underneath my right knee. I'm going to go ahead and come straight on up, and I'm going to take that left leg all the way out to the side. So that left leg is out from the left hip, the left toes are pointing forward, and we're rooting into the edge, the outer edge of that left foot. Hands at your hips. And then inhale that left arm up, nice and tall, and then start that little lean over towards your right. Good. So this might be your gate today. You can stay right here. Some of you guys might have blocks at home if you need to bring the earth closer to you. You might be able to anchor that right hand on a block, or we might be able to come all the way down to the earth, reaching all the way over through those left fingertips. And then there's always a place to go. You can stay right here, or if you want a little balance in this one, we just kind of did this one on the floor, so you might lift that left leg, maybe bend in towards the glute, maybe bring that left hand and grab a hold of that foot. And then if you have that leverage, then you press the foot into the hand, open the front of the body, maybe gaze wherever the eye gaze wants to be here, finding this balanced posture. Find your breath. Good. Take one more inhale. If you have the foot on the exhale, go ahead and let that go. And then we're going to use our left obliques to draw us all the way back up. Nice job on that side. So go ahead and bring that left knee in. And if you need to, take your prop, bring it over to that side, and then come all the way up. Bring that right foot straight on out from the right hip. Engage through the inner thigh, press into the outer edge of that right foot, toes face forward. And then from here, we're going to take that right arm up, and we're just going to start to lean towards the left. So again, you can stay here, maybe on a block with that left arm. Maybe you start to get your fingers to come all the way to the earth. This is a huge opening for that right side of the body. And you can stay right here and breathe into that length. If you want that challenge on this side, you might have to scooch those fingertips a little forward and then lift that right leg. This is a balance posture. You stay right here if you want this. Maybe a little opening for that quad by bending that right heel towards the glute. Maybe that right arm comes behind. Find that bind with the foot and then press the foot into the hand as you open the front of the body. So you have all these different options. You can take any one that feels good for you. Just be aware of the breath. So if you're coming into this one, you're like, and you're holding, then maybe just come out of that one. Maybe set the foot down. Be wherever you need to be so that you can breathe deep for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set everything down if you have a hold of that foot, and then use those right obliques to draw you up through center. Nice. Go ahead and bring that right knee in. We're going to move our prop out of the way here. Then we're going to come into tabletop. Find about 2 rounds of cat-cow here. Just allow that spine to settle. Good. And then we're going to come to standing through downward facing dog. So if you have wrist issues or anything here and you need to just come on up, you can come on up to standing. If you want to come through a down dog, let those hands go a little forward, tuck the toes, press the floor away, straight and strong in the arms, lift the knees. Then we're going to straighten those legs and then maybe just walk it out here a little bit, getting into those calves, the hammies. Let the head just dangle nice and loose. Good, and then go ahead and look forward, bending one knee at a time. Just start to walk those feet up. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Inhale to a half back. Exhale, fold. So you can stay here. You can have feet close together. Is going to be a little bit more of a balance challenge. Hip width apart is going to be a little more rooted and stable. So find your foot placement here. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Make that little picture frame for your head. Maybe a little sway, maybe a little shake with the head. This is a really beautiful way to create some space in the cervical spine, nice and gently. And again, you have a slight bend or a deep bend behind the knees, whatever you need here. Just don't lock out. 2 more deep breaths. Good. On your next exhale, if you have opposite elbows, go ahead and let that go. And then on your inhale, come into a half back. So your hands can come to your shins. Draw the shoulders down the back. The body's in the shape of a number 7 here, looking down towards your mat. And then exhale, fold back in. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to a half back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half back. Stay here and exhale. And then put your hands on your hips. Root into the feet. Strong legs, flat back. Come all the way up. Nice and slow. Let all the blood rush out of your head. And I'm going to turn and face you guys. And we're going to find mountain pose. So here we're going to have feet hip width apart. And then we're just going to kind of roll forward and back, side to side, to see if we can get all the evenness weighted into all 4 points of the feet. Shoulders drop down and back. Fingertips reach to the earth. Feel that space come in between the shoulders and the ears. Crown of the head is nice and tall. Maybe eyes are closed, or you can focus on the floor, on a spot on the wall, anywhere at all. Just feel this nice, stable, rooted posture. So we're thinking of rooting down into the feet on the exhales. And on the inhales, we're thinking of long length in the body. So maybe even follow that line of energy running up and down as you inhale and exhale. Take 1 more deep breath in. Long exhale. And then go ahead, and if the eyes are closed, flutter them open. We'll take a connecting breath. Inhale all the way to the top of the mountain. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more connecting breaths. Inhale. And exhale through center. Good. 1 more here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So we're here. We're going to try our standing balance today, which will be a 5-point star. So again, if you need, you can suction cup your fingers on a wall. You can have a chair here if you need it. We're going to start on the right side. So if you need any of those props, get that now. And then we're going to just try to distribute about 80% of the weight into our right foot. So it's just a little bit of a lean here. Come up onto the ball of that left foot and maybe just slide it away a little bit. And then reach those arms nice and wide over your head. And then start to explore, maybe start that balance here for your star. So you might just be right here. Eye gaze is going to be locked on something that's in front of you, on a wall or an object. Just keep that eye gaze and maybe then start to lift that left leg. So you can stay right here and just breathe. This is a pretty big balance posture. You're going to feel a lot of stabilization going on in that right ankle, a lot of heat building in that right leg. Good. If you need to come out a little bit, then you just drop back down. We're going to stay here for about 5 more deep breaths, reaching long through the fingers, reaching long through that left leg. Eye gaze is locked. That's important. If you come in, you come out, no big deal. Take 1 more deep breath. On the exhale, nice and gently, slowly and gracefully, coming out, bringing hands to heart center. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale through center. Good. Just allowing that to settle for a moment. 1 more round here. Exhale through center. We'll try that on the other side. So now 80% of the weight's going to shift into that left leg, come up onto the ball of the right foot. Then reach those arms nice and wide overhead. This might be your star on the side. Stay right here and breathe, really rooted in to all 4 points and even the pads of the toes on that left foot. Gaze is locked. Then, if you feel funky on the side, you want to try that little lift, lift, and breathe. Watch what happens to the breath. Once we engage and we lift, there's a lot more dynamics to this posture. Find that breath. If you're holding, maybe come on out for a little bit and then come back in. Just try to find a little bit of ease. Good. 2 more breaths. We're almost there. Nice. On the exhale, slowly, gracefully coming all the way back in. Go ahead and bring those feet together. Take 3 connecting breaths. Inhale it up. Exhale through center. Inhale it up. Exhale through center. One more time. Good. Exhale through center. We're going to come all the way down. So Yogi Toe Squat here, nice and tall in the spine, like you're trying to slide the back down a wall that's behind you. So again, eye gaze is going to be locked on something in front of you or maybe somewhere on the floor. Stay tall in the spine, bend the knees. So it's almost like chair pose. You might start to come in here and be like, okay, the knees aren't going to go there today. Stay in a squat, take a few breaths here in chair and come down to your glutes. If you want to take the full Yogi Toe Squat, eventually the heels are going to lift and then you'll be on the balls of your feet. And try to stay nice and tall. You can even bring a hand or 2 down to the earth if you need to. Otherwise, if you're here, lift that sternum nice and tall into the thumbs, tall through the crown of the head. Good. We're balancing just on the balls of the feet here. You're going to feel, again, a lot of those little stabilizing muscles working. That's good stuff. Take 3 more deep breaths. Good. Deep inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and bring those hands down and gracefully plunk onto the glutes. And then from here, just go ahead and take those legs nice and wide. We're going to take a little forward fold and get into the inner thighs. So once we're here, flex your feet, toes face the ceiling, and those ankles are sliding away from you. And then you can bring your hands behind you and just kind of press the hips forward a little bit, and then bring those hands back. So right here, this might be your forward fold, and this is perfect. Stay here. Otherwise, start to maybe walk those hands a little further, and then you'll find after you stay here for a few breaths, maybe a little space begins to come in. If that is you and you're invited to go deeper, you can start to maybe bend, maybe come down to the forearms. You have props around the house. You can use a prop. Think about those toes remaining up, heels are pressing away. So you're feeling this a little bit in the calves here too, as well as the inner thighs. Shoulders are not up here, shoulders are down the back. And we're breathing. We'll be here for about another 5 rounds of breath. Good. One more inhale. Nice long exhale. And inhale. Slowly let that spine come tall. You can give it that prop here. We're going to take it over towards the right. So go ahead and take that right hand to the inside of that right calf. Inhale that left arm up, and then start to slide that right hand down towards maybe the ankle, maybe it makes it to the foot. You might be able to grab onto the big toe, and then see what happens with this left arm. That left glute stays attached here though, so that's lifting, then just back out. Otherwise, some of you guys might be able to get that hand all the way to the toe if that's you, but don't compromise the front of the body here. We want to stay long and open in that left side. Good. And if this doesn't feel good for the shoulder, you can even take a little baby bind. Keep rolling that shoulder head to the sky. We'll be here for 5 more deep breaths. Keep flexion in that left foot. Good. Take one more deep breath in, wherever you are. And then those left obliques are going to draw all the way back up through center. Good. Stay here for 3 deep breaths. Tall spine, shoulders loose and down. Still flexion in the feet. Nice. Then we'll take that on the other side. Left hand to the inside of that left leg. Right arm reaches up nice and tall. And then start your journey down the inside of that left leg, wherever you are on the side. Maybe you make it to the toe. Maybe you reach and those right fingertips make it to the big toe if that's you. Maybe you take a little baby bind here. Whatever feels good. Just be here and breathe. Anchored into that right glute. Two more deep breaths. Good. Big inhale. The exhale is going to bring those right obliques to draw us up through center. Stay nice and tall right here for 3 breaths. Good. And then from here, you can take your hands behind the knees, bend, and assist them to come all the way through center. Then I'm going to turn sideways here because we're going to come down to the ground nice and slow. So hold on to the backs of your thighs and then start to round here. You can allow the chin to fall to the sternum. Draw that belly in nice and tight. Take your time. Feel the abs engage. See how slowly you can lay. And then eventually your shoulder blades will just plunk. And then here we are on our backs. Go ahead and grab onto your knees. Take a nice little sway side to side. Sometimes I like to make, circles with my knees because that gives me a little back massage that might feel nice for you here. You just do what feels good for you. I'm just giving you suggestions, so you do what feels good in your body. Nice. And then from here, go ahead and let that left foot come to the earth with a bent knee, and then draw that right knee in. And then think about taking this right knee out towards the right shoulder, and then flex that right foot. Take that right elbow to the inside and maybe grab onto your foot here. Then you can let go with that left hand. So we're in a half happy baby on the right. See if you can start to extend that leg a little bit, drawing the sole of the foot up towards the earth, and then draw that knee down towards the earth. And then you can stay right here in stillness, or again, you can bring a little movement, maybe side to side here, or you can draw some circles. So we keep the left knee bent here in this one because if we're making some movement, it counterweights that movement. So if you let that left knee fall open towards the left, you'll find it'll keep the hips a little more even on the mat. We'll be here for about 5 more deep breaths. We're just exploring that whole right socket here with this movement, little compression. Take 1 more deep breath. And then let that side go. Bring both feet to the mat, bent knees. Take that in here just for a breath or 2. Notice all the heat and the sensation that's happening on that right hip. And then go ahead and start to draw that left knee in, nice and tight. And then start to take that left knee all the way out towards that left shoulder. Just getting a nice little compression here. And then flex that left foot See if you can start to bring that left elbow to the inside of the leg, maybe grabbing onto the ankle or the outer edge of that foot. You can allow that right arm to go. And then start to straighten that bottom of the leg out towards you. So the sole, sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. You're drawing that left knee down towards the earth. And you can stay right here, counterweighting with that right knee falling open to the right. Maybe a little bit of movement on this side. Maybe circles, maybe sways. You do what feels right in your body on this side. Maybe no movement is what you need on this side. And each time that we do these postures, it feels a little different. So maybe what you did last time that you came to this posture in your practice is not feeling good for you this time. Just listen to that. We all have that intuition. We all have different needs each day. Each movement might bring a little different sensation. Do what feels good. Take about 3 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. Inhale. And now on the exhale, go ahead and release that side. Plant both feet, bent knees. Walk those feet out to the edges of your mat and allow the knees to knock into center. And just be here for a moment. Feeling those sensations that are now coming up on the left. Noticing the evenness between the hips. Now that we did both sides. Take a deep breath in. Nice long exhale. And then from here, let those knees come back wide. Draw them in, nice and wide here. So full happy baby. Elbows come to the insides. Go ahead and grab onto the ankles, edges of the feet. Soles of the feet now reach up and then draw the knees to the earth. And then again, you can stay static, or the movement with this one can be kind of fun and big if you want it to be. So you can take maybe that right leg, start to straighten it as you draw that left leg in and get a little lean to your right. And then maybe switch that up, bring the legs back, and then maybe lengthen that left leg, draw the right knee in, get a little lean to the left. So explore that, see if it feels good for you. And again, if it doesn't, you can just stay in happy baby. You can even bring the soles of the feet together and draw them in. You can have soles of the feet up, draw the knees down. Lots of different variations we can take here. The crown of the head and the shoulders are heavy on the mat. So just let the whole upper body be. No tension, no strain. I'll take 3 more deep breaths with or without movement. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, go ahead and let that go. Take a full body stretch here. Let those arms come overhead, legs long down the mat. Deep breath, flex and stretch. And then on your exhale, let everything go. You can maybe take a wide leg here. Maybe let the arms come nice and wide. You can even try that little 5-point star here on the ground. That might feel kind of nice. Kind of revisiting that and see how it feels in this position. So you can stay here as long as you wish. If you're at home and you just want to take a nice long extended shavasana, I encourage those. Those are awesome. So I'll just take you through a little bit of a guided autogenic journey through the body for a few moments, and then I'm just going to let you be, and you can stay here as long as you need. So wherever you are here in your shavasana pose, take a big deep breath in. Let it out through your mouth. Just allow the body to be absorbed into the surface that it's resting on.
letting the body's own natural breathing rhythm come back in here. So let all control of the breath go. Bring your awareness to your nose. Noticing once again that cool sensation of the inhale, belly rises, and the warmth of the exhale as belly releases. Allow your attention to draw up to the bridge of the nose. And allow sensation to broaden out over the left and right eyes. Noticing the eyelids soften over the eyes. And the muscles behind the eyes release back and down. Allowing attention to drift across the forehead and the scalp. Running down the back of the neck to the shoulders. Noticing both shoulders resting heavy and at ease. Both biceps, elbows, forearms, and wrists relax. Noticing both thumbs weighted and heavy. And perhaps a natural curl here in the fingertips. We will draw that awareness from the palms back up the forearms to the elbows, all the way up into the shoulders. We'll bring our awareness to settle here in the center of the upper chest. Noticing that slight rise and fall with the breath. Maybe noting the heartbeat. I'll allow awareness to drift down to the belly and down towards the left and right hips. And allow that sensation to drift down the quads to the kneecaps. And drifting down the shins all the way to the ankles. Perhaps noting the weight of the big toes here. Maybe noticing the weight of the big toes as they draw the ankles slightly open to their sides. Notice the whole body here, releasing the whole body, relaxing, the whole body letting go.